It's time for your daily dose of all things Chicago sports. This is the Daily Score. Now, here's your host, Mark Grote.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome into the Daily Score. Getting ready for the Bears and the Raiders on Sunday at Soldier Field. We pretty much know that Tyson Bagent is going to be the quarterback for the Bears on Sunday over Justin Fields. And as I'm recording this, nothing new with Justin Fields. Didn't even see him today out here at Hallis Hall. He was not in the locker room, so he is still down as a mispractice, doubtful, dislocated right thumb. Everything remains the same. So, yeah, it's going to be Bagent quarterbacking. Interestingly enough, though, we found out that I wanted to call them the Oakland Raiders or the LA Raiders. You're allowed to completely butcher the city in which the Raiders play. They are the Las Vegas Raiders. Jimmy Garoppolo is out. He is not playing because of a back injury. So it is either going to be the ex-Bear and longtime veteran Brian Hoyer or the rookie out of Purdue, Aiden O'Connell. Don't know which one of those two guys it's going to be. Obvious discerning with those two guys. Hoyer knows everything. O'Connell knows very little. So that's I think Hoyer's going to be the guy out there because the Raiders have certainly not given up on their season by any means. Let's hear from the Bears offensive coordinator, Luke Getsy. And one of the things I want you guys to hear is Luke Getsy's response to Tyson Bagent saying that he doesn't want to hinder the offense, that he knows the full playbook. Here's Luke Getsy's response to that.
It's that same preparation, credit to him and the way he came in. And, you're an undrafted free agent guy and you don't come in here and just, take it easy. He came in, worked his butt off from the time that he got here and made sure that any opportunity he was going to get, he was going to be prepared for it. That's the kind of guy that he is, yeah.
Is that rare to have full command of a playbook as a rookie?
To say that he has full command, like of doing everything that we have, I mean, that's probably a little bit optimistic, but it's really cool and rare in the sense of that when you're out there looking for guys to build your team around and, to fill your roster with, you want guys like that are going to come in and have that kind of approach when they get here. And he was relentless. He still is. And I think that's what's given him a chance to be successful.
He tells you not to throw away any of the playbook pages. Listen to him? Or do you throw away a couple playbooks?
I haven't had that conversation.
I mean, that's Luke Getsy. Of course, they're going to throw away some pages out of the playbook. This game plan will be designed specifically for the quarterback, Tyson Bagent. Ideally, you'd like to see the running game established and be constant throughout. But I think, you're going to see quick releases, short passing, running, some downfield shots, but I don't think there's going to be many of those. But we shall see. He's going to have Max Crosby in his face all day. So that's obviously a big concern that the Bears are looking into and probably making sure that they accommodate him in that regard. Another thing, we got issues. We got issues with the offensive line. And Darnell Wright straight up missed practice today because of a shoulder injury. I'm hearing that it's not that bad. He has practiced in a limited capacity this week. So I feel optimistic that Darnell Wright will still play, but we're going to see. And one thing that the Bears had early on this offensive line, they were all there. It was cohesive, and we were making a big deal about that. And that has definitely gone away. Let's hear from Luke Getsy on that.
I mean, it's important. Yes, it's very important. It's not just the offensive line, though, right? It's the chemistry on a whole, right? I think I've talked about in here when Darnell gets to play next to Cole and they play again with each other each and every week, they get better in how they handle situations as well. And so it's all that. Chemistry is critical. And so, anytime you have that turnover, you have to deal with it, though. That's our league, right? People get hurt. 17 games is a long season, so there's nothing you can really do about it, but chemistry is extremely important. I think about some of the years that were the best that I've ever been around. It's when you usually have health up front.
Yeah, and as for this week, I do believe Lucas Patrick will play center. I think that the guards will be Cody Whitehair and Tevin Jenkins. My guess is Tevin Jenkins goes back to right guard because he played there last year, and Cody Whitehair stays at left guard. Probably don't want to mess with Cody Whitehair too much right now, considering some of his recent troubles at center. Granted, Larry Bourne will be a left tackle, and I'm going to predict Darnell Wright will play, but if he doesn't, it might be the 30-year-old veteran Aviante Collins who squeaked onto the roster out of training camp. It's a guy that they certainly do like. Last topic I want to get into is a little thumbs up to Matt Eberflus. The defense has played better. He's been calling the plays since Alan Williams went AWOL, and Jaquan Brisker and DeMarcus Walker were asked about Flus and his prowess in running this defense.
Is there a correlation with Matt Eberflus having taken over the defense and the success that you guys are having defensively?
Yeah, but just him just coming in really just next man up. That's how we all just took it, and him just being more aggressive and things like that. We like that type things like that. So I'll say yeah to your question.
Flus has a different philosophy and a different type of mindset of how he call plays. That's another thing that we got to get used to as well. Because when Allen was calling the plays, it's a certain type of way how the defense was rushing. So with Flus, it's a different identity. Yeah, Flus a little bit more aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the word. And I think that, Flus had no choice in this matter. It's not Flus's first choice to be bringing extra pressure. It's nobody who's running a 4-3 defense wants to blitz more. Ideally, you want your front four to get the pressure and be the ones to get to the quarterback. And I'm sure that is a method, a philosophy that, eventually Flus will go back to. But right now, for a year and change, this defense has struggled big time, getting to the quarterback, applying pressure on the quarterback, stopping the run. But they have recently gotten better at all of those things, really good at stopping the run all of a sudden, too. So that is good. So as rough of a year it has been for Flus, and we've all been giving Flus a lot of crap this year, justifiably in some cases. But you got to say that he's run the defense pretty well, and obviously this is what it's going to be, barring something that just comes out of left field. The Flus will be calling the plays for all of the games for the rest of the year. This guy that they just hired, Phil Snow, is not even close to being the guy that would be, inserted to call plays or anything like. Well, I don't know. He's the advanced scout, so it's a totally different job. I should correct that. Phil Snow would be capable of it, but it's just not. It's not the job title. It's not what they brought him in for. And the Flus, the Flus, he comes from defense, so it does make sense. A couple other things we mentioned: Max Crosby, the fine edge rusher for Oakland. That was pretty funny. We were talking to Travis Smith, who is the Bears' defensive line assistant, and of course we were talking about the Bears' defensive line with him. But somebody did ask him about Max Crosby, like why is he so good? And he said it's 100% effort. That it's 100% motor. And I wasn't able to get my follow-up in, but my follow-up to that would have been, well, then why isn't everybody like that? Because you can get anybody's motor up. If it's really just about the motor, then I feel like there'd be a lot more guys getting double-digit sacks every year. Now, Max Crosby's got an unbelievable motor. There's no doubt about it, man. He is bouncy. There is no doubt. But I guess this is just my long way of saying, give the guy a little bit of credit. Max Crosby is a skilled player, and I'm very worried about him. You're going to have, in any case, you're going to have two young tackles, no matter who it is, whether it's Darnell Wright or Larry Borum's side that he's going to, or even Aviante Collins. He's a bench guy. That is something that I am extremely worried about, and the pressure that he will be able to apply to Tyson Bagent. So Bagent's going to learn, and it'll be very interesting to see how they handle Max Crosby in this game. Checking to see if there's anything else that I have left off of our chart for today. Oh, yeah, Eddie Jackson missed practice again because of the foot injury. He was limited yesterday, so that's a downgrade actually for Eddie Jackson. And this foot thing, man, I don't know. I just don't know if he's ever going to be 100% healthy this year with the Bears. Is he going to be a guy that was going to pop up on IR? They've kept him off of it so far, but that foot has been a pain in the ass in terms of Eddie Jackson's playing status. And Roschon Johnson missed practice again, still dealing with the concussion. And so that's not looking good. I got to believe that Roschon Johnson is going to be out again. I think I'd like to see a little more from Deontay Foreman. Khalil Herbert's still out. Travis Homer, he's been walking around the locker room. He's good to go. So that gives you a little bit of depth there, but still not ideal in the running backs room. We're almost to Sunday again. Once the NFL season gets going, man, it moves. It moves. Thank you for listening to this edition of the Daily Score. For our executive producer, Ray Diaz, I am Mark Grote. I will talk to you tomorrow on the Daily Score.